Revelation is a controversial book. Countless people try to guess who is the beast or the Antichrist. What is the mark of the beast, and when will the world end? Today, we're going to do a quick study to help you get a basic understanding of the book of Revelation. We're going to look at 8 principles that will help you begin to understand this mysterious book, and once you finish this video, I think you'll begin to look at the book of Revelation in a whole new light. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell notification for future episodes. Number 1. The book is meant to be understood. Revelation means to unveil. What Revelation is doing is unveiling what is going on in heaven and how it is going to impact the earth. Revelation promises a blessing for those who read this prophecy. But what kind of blessing is it to read a book that nobody understands? Number 2. The vast majority of the book is dealing with events that will take place in the lifetime of the people who received it. Revelation 1 verse 1 states, "The revelation from Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants what must soon take place." In case you missed it, Revelation 1 verse 3 says, "Blessed is the one who reads aloud the words of this prophecy, and blessed are those who hear it and take to heart what is written in it, because the time is near." Notice these words, "must soon take place." The time is near. These are the words of Jesus, and if we take him seriously, we should be looking at what soon took place after the writing of this book, not 2,000 years later. Number 3. This book is written in the mid-60s, shortly before the destruction of the city of Jerusalem. Most study Bibles use scholars who don't believe in prophecy that foretells the future, so they date it in the mid-90s. But even a casual reading of the book reveals the temple is still standing and Rome has not destroyed Jerusalem. In Revelation 11 verses 1 to 2 we read, "I was given a reed like a measuring rod and was told, 'Go and measure the temple of God and the altar and count the worshippers there. But exclude the outer court. Do not measure it, because it has been given to the Gentiles. They will trample on the holy city for 42 months. Number 4. This book is written to 7 historical churches. These churches really existed, and the book was written to help them navigate the challenges they faced. What would you think if someone wrote a letter to your church and after a few brief comments began talking about events which would have no impact on your church or your life? Number 5. The main antagonists at this time were the Jewish religious leaders. If you read the book of Acts, you will find the early Jewish Christians were constantly experiencing troubles from the Jewish leadership. The Apostle Paul was one of those Jewish religious leaders who persecuted and arrested Jewish Christians before he converted and became one of the most famous Christians ever known. I would also add that this book is not anti-Jewish. It was written by John, a Jewish apostle of the Jewish Messiah, Jesus Christ. Number 6. The book of Revelation uses Old Testament imagery. In fact, the book of Revelation quotes or makes reference to more of the Old Testament than any other book of the New Testament. Almost a fifth of the book's wording is taken directly from the first 17 books of the Bible. Out of 404 verses, 278 contain references or allusions to the Old Testament. This means if you don't know the Old Testament well, you will miss out on much of the meaning and will find this book confusing. In future videos, I will go into more detail on this. Number 7. This one is more disputed, but I believe John describes the same events multiple times from different viewpoints. The opening of the scroll with 7 seals, the 7 trumpets, and the 7 bowls are not 21 events, but the same events seen from different perspectives. So when you read this book, you are not seeing 21 different judgments but 7, retold 3 times. Number 8. Much of the language is called apocalyptic writing. This means Revelation is describing things from God's point of view about the utter destruction of cities, nations, and groups of people. Sometimes, this is called decreation language. These statements are not literal, but are taken from the Old Testament. For example, in Isaiah 13, we find a prophecy against Babylon. In verses 10 through 13 we read, "The stars of heaven and their constellations will not show their light. The rising sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. I will punish the world for its evil, the wicked for their sins. I will put an end to the arrogance of the haughty and will humble the pride of the ruthless. I will make man scarcer than pure gold, more rare than the gold of Ophir. Therefore I will make the heavens tremble, and the earth will shake from its place at the wrath of the Lord Almighty in the day of his burning anger." You see, the destruction of Babylon is portrayed as the sun and moon being darkened, the earth shaking, and gold being easier to find than men. Again, in future videos, I will deal more with decreation language in the Bible. I hope that understanding these 8 principles will help you to read this book and receive a blessing. I'm Pastor John and Jesus Christ is King.